Well, welcome back to the homestead. We got some goat stuff going on today. I don't know, just missed it. They were running around like crazy just a few minutes ago. Running, jumping from their shed to their table, back and forth. I don't know. Now baby's gonna get stuck there. There they go. Well, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna start working on expanding their, sorry about that, tripped over the cat. We're gonna work on expanding their enclosure here. So what you can kind of see here is they got their enclosure. It's kind of at a weird angle. We basically took a corner that we had left from when we expanded into the field for our garden and just angled it off and put the goats in there. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go from that post up there, wood post, all the way down to where you can kind of see that spool of twine and electric fence post, and back over to by the shed there. We're going to square this off so we have another paddock, which I will probably separate into at least 2 more paddocks, and then probably try to separate their current paddock in half, so it gives them a little bit of rotational room. I know it's not going to be full-on rotational grazing, but they do eat the grass down pretty quickly. So if we can maybe fence off an area too while they're in there, let the grass grow back, and at least save on from having to feed hay as much, especially in the spring and summer. Really don't want to have to feed any hay. We do supplement them with food and pellets, and we'll do hay as needed, but I got a lot of grass here, so I'd like to take advantage of that and let them feed on the grass. So for today, let's get started with what we're going to use. Yeah, my video editing skills are not the greatest, so some of this is just one continuous shot. So bear with me here as my tripod tries to fall over in the grass. And yes, Bean has to make his appearance like he does every video, because he does not like to be anywhere but right underneath my feet. So right now, we're just gonna use this pressed stepping post right here. I got a big thing of twine. I've had this for years. I got it from the place I worked at. It's left over. It was ordered on accident. And then I got a big carpenter square. So what I'm gonna do is run a piece of twine from the post down to that stepping post, and then over to where we're connecting to the existing fence, and try to keep my fence square and straight and corner at 90 degrees. I've kind of learned the hard way from experience, where if I just kind of eyeball it, I get off by a little bit. You don't notice it at first until you get out about 100 feet, and then you're like, oh, that's not straight at all. So I'm going to try to get this one nice and straight. Then we'll get the lines up, and we'll keep them up so I can kind of keep a straight line while we're setting our T-post. This might be a multi-part video, multi-day video, where we'll get set up today, and then you'll see me putting in the post and the woven wire and all that fun stuff. And we'll see how we do all that, and then we have some kind of unique things for corners. Some of these are going to be a little bit complicated because we're tying into 3 different fences into one post. So we'll have a few different types of systems to brace our corners and to make this all work together, and not making any of this super permanent, because someday we may want to build a building, a barn, and it might be in this general area. So if instead of cementing a bunch of posts and stuff like that, I'd like to be able to remove stuff fairly easily if we need to. So let's get going on running this wire, or this twine, and trying to get a straight corner here. All right, so we're at the corner pressing post. You can kind of see it right here. I've kind of eyeballed it for now where I think the corner should be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this twine, run it up there to the wood post, and if Bean lets go of it, he's going to be our official mascot for all these videos apparently, because he has to make an appearance in every one. I'm going to run it up to that wood post, tie this off up there, run it down here to the stepping post, see if I get a straight line and a nice square 90-degree corner. All right, I got that run. I'm gonna cut off a little extra so it gives us some room to move it around to get it to the square 90 degrees. So I'm just gonna take my knife and cut the twine here and kind of just loosely wrap it around the step-in post. All right, lost you for a minute there and the camera fell over. So I'll have to edit that part out for sure. And yes, we'll watch Bean play with trash in the field for a while. But you can see the twine here, got it tied off to the step-in post. It's pulling it down right now, but that'll be fine. Once I get the other twine on there, I'll pull it nice and tight. So we're gonna go from that step-in post now over to the post right by the rabbit shed. We're looking at the back side of the rabbit shed that we've seen before. Try to do that to get our nice square corners. And if I can keep my camera from falling over here. It's a little bit windy and the grass is a little long out here, so it's not really wanting to stand up very well. There we go. So now I'm going to grab another piece of twine and run it down here. All right, now I got my other piece. I'm gonna cut it a little long again too, so I can just kind of wrap it around this post and give me a little room to move it around and get the corner nice and square. Say I'm not too far off with my first estimate on where I put this post, just by eyeballing it here. Looks like I might have to move it an inch or two, but it's not bad for me. Usually I'm way off. So yeah, I'm obviously gonna have to move this post back here. Give you guys a little bit better view here. I was a little too close. See if the wind keeps you from falling there. So now I got my two things of twine if the cat stays off of it. Kind of get to where it looks like I got close to a 90-degree corner here. Adjust it so you can kind of see a little bit more of what I'm doing. So now I'm going to tie off these two loosely here. Just wrap it a little bit and do a regular square knot in there. Try not to drop it all. Got the one. Tie off the other end. Now the twine's wanting to pull the corner in, and it's fine. I'll just pull it straight. And use this carpenter square now to see how close I am to a 90-degree. And just adjust as needed till we get to that 90 degrees. It's not tight, but I'll pull it tight. That's good enough for fence work right there. So what I'm going to do is leave this post in place, and if the goats don't eat the twine, we'll have this as a mark where I can put my corner T-post in that I'm going to be using. I'll show you the systems we're going to be using to brace it. I'm not going to do wood posts like I said. And we'll leave these lines here to mark our lines where we can go down and lay out our other T-post so we can have our fence line figured out. So just snug that up a little bit there and we'll get going on getting our fence post in. All right, so now we're back to where we're gonna put in our corner post. I'm just using steel T-post for all of this. Like I said, we'll go into our bracing later and what we're going to use for that. Hopefully the ground is not too hard. It is the middle of February. It's been fairly decent out here for northern Illinois, so hopefully it'll be all right. The ground feels a little soft under my feet. Don't know what it is 6 inches down, but we'll find out. So what I'm gonna do is just pull out the stepping post that's sitting there right now, and I will use just an old-fashioned T-post driver and drive in our corner post. One thing we want to note, when we put the post in, we're gonna want to have, it's gonna be at the corner, but we're gonna want to have this side square to either the wood post we're going towards or the post down by the shed. That way, when we put our bracing in, the system will lock on here correctly. If it's crooked, it won't want to be at the correct angle, so we got to make sure we get this faced up, going the appropriate direction. So for this one, I will probably actually face it towards the one on the shed there, and we'll get going. So, well, we're using 6.5 foot T-post here because we're gonna go woven wire, a strand of barbed, and then a line of hot wire to keep the cattle from getting in. And we're just using that because that's what's already here, and I just like to keep it matched up. Also, the goats are gonna be inside of it, so the woven wire does the best at keeping the goats in. People say they're Houdini escape artists. Ours haven't gotten out of anything yet, so hopefully that holds true. But like I said, we're going to use the woven wire anyway, just to make sure. But yeah, we need a decent height post to get the woven, the barbed wire, and the strand of hot wire on top, to make sure it is tall enough to get all that wire on there. Luckily, the ground is soft enough, the post went in pretty easy. Hopefully you saw that before the camera fell over. So that's about the appropriate height. I'm not going to be super picky on how tall it is, if they're all exactly even or not. But now that we got that post in, I'm going to take those strands of baler twine that we had, and I'm going to tie them off so we get a nice straight line for putting in all of our other posts. So we'll get that set up. You can watch me go up there and grab that. It's real exciting, I know, but that's what we're gonna do. One of these days, that cat is going to probably cause me to break a leg. All right, now we got that tied off, going both directions there. This one, it's kind of hard to see there. They're not perfectly tight or anything, but they don't really need to be. We just need that straight line to know where we're gonna put our post. So now that that's done, we can go grab my fencing trailer. I got an old 4x8 trailer I threw all my fence stuff on. Probably grab the four-wheeler and pull that over here and then we'll go over what we're going to do for putting the bracing in and the rest of the T-post. All right, got the fencing trailer. It's my old 5x8 trailer. Got a bigger 16-footer now I use for hauling most things, so stacked all my fencing supplies on here. Use it now to just haul them around like that, leave them where I need them. So now that I got it out here, I'll probably just leave the trailer out here where I'm working when I take the four-wheeler back and park it where it needs to be. Sorry, this thing is not wanting to stand up. So yeah, so now we got our lines stretched between the post there by the shed and up there to the wood post up at the corner up there. That way we can keep nice straight lines. Got a whole stack of fencing materials on here. Had a neighbor that was moving and she just wanted to get rid of a bunch of it. So God blessed us and gave us an opportunity to get some free fencing stuff. So can't argue with free, it's the best price. So yeah, got a bunch of this stuff for free. This wire's wire I bought it, and a few of the T-posts I had bought. But most of these things I got for free, so this is gonna save us a ton of money. It's probably gonna be $200 to $300 worth of fencing that we're gonna be doing. So that'll be nice. Going to use these wedge lock systems for our corners, if you can kind of see the picture on there. Excuse my cold here. Kids bring all sorts of exotic pathogens home from school, and as parents we always end up with them. And representing usemyframe.com, look them up. Some friends of ours run the business. Good affordable place to get glasses. That's where we get ours when we need them, or the kids get them when they break them and break them and break them. So it's nice to have an affordable place to get those. So yeah, if you're looking for some affordable glasses, you can use your frames. They have a bunch in stock. This is not a sponsored video. I just figured I'd shout them out while I'm on here and got them on my hat. Yes, I put a hat on and thicker gloves. It got cold out. Not much time left. The sun's going down, so we'll try to get done what we can here. But you can see it tells you how to set up your corner post on here. You kind of see inside, it's got all sorts of little things, collars that go around the post, little brackets that slide into there. Used them in a lot of other places. I do have another system that I have used. These ones are great for 90-degree angles. They do not work for any other type of angle other than 90 degrees. I'll have to look up the other type I have. They have like a round collar, but all the pieces are plastic, so that's kind of the negative about it. It's got a round collar, so you can kind of fit the post and your bracing wherever you need to around there, so that's great for angles other than 90 degrees. But these are cheaper and they're in stock at Tractor Supply, where I grabbed these. The other stuff I had to order off of Amazon, or I had to drive like an hour or two off Farm and Fleet that had them in stock. So got these while I could. But yeah, should be the only ones you have to use. The post over by the shed already has the wedge lock on there, so really gonna need one of the brackets to fit onto that post that's already there, to kind of give that some bracing. But then yeah, in the corner here we're going to use a full corner system. The corner up there at the wood post We're going to do something different up there. I am going to put a wood post in to embrace that because we do have a gate up there, and it's been kind of wobbly, so we're going to have a video replacing one of the posts up there that's starting to rot out, and I'll put in another post for the brace where the gate is, just to keep that nice and strong, because that is kind of a permanent fixture up there. So we'll get that braced up and ready to go. Other than that, that's probably going to be about it for this video. I'm going to get the stuff laid out, get my spacing. Going to go about 12 foot in between each post. I'm just going to lay them out for now and kind of lay out where I want the stuff for the brackets. And we'll have another video on where those brackets are going to go and pounding in the rest of the posts. So thank you all. Please like and subscribe. Help me grow my channel here. Hopefully you can spread some of the joys and pains of homesteading. We'll go into more depth sometime of homesteading while working full-time, and kids and all that fun stuff too. So yeah, do the stuff while I can. That's why I'm out here in the freezing cold trying to get some posts in the middle of February. Thank you.